Hey guys, Miss Miller here, and today I'm going to show you how to make an isometric sketch like this. So, how many of you can't draw a cube and you've tried so many ways and no matter what, it just looks terrible? Well, today I'm going to show you how to use isometric paper, ruler, and a pencil to make a cube that is perfect. So, let's begin. First thing you need to do is you need to have a few materials. You'll need a pencil, an eraser, a ruler, and your isometric graph paper. So make sure you have those ready. If not, pause the video, go grab your stuff, and then come back and we will continue. All right, I switched my video feed off because otherwise all you're going to see is the side of my face as I'm drawing the sketch for you, and you don't want to see that. So first of all, let's move this drawing away and we're going to get started on a fresh sheet of paper. So there's one thing you need to keep in mind. Once you've printed off your isometric paper that I put the link on your Google Classroom, you will need to make sure that you have it this direction. Okay. Some isometric paper is not set up like this. It's just the triangles. And you can't really tell just by glancing at it which way is the proper orientation. Is it supposed to be horizontal? Is it supposed to be vertical? Well, this paper is supposed to be horizontal, and I'm going to show you a little trick on how to know which direction the isometric paper goes. So first of all, you just want to take two triangles that are back to back and trace them so that it makes a diamond shape. All right, so I've traced my little triangle. Let me zoom in some on that so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so I've traced my two triangles back to back, and to know if you have the paper right, you have to make sure that your little diamond shape is longer from side to side than it is from top to bottom. So if you trace your two triangles back to back and they're actually top to bottom, and the diamond is taller than it is wide, then you know you need to rotate your paper the other direction. All right, with that being said, we're going to get started talking about the isometric paper real quick before we begin our sketching. So first thing I want to remind you is just like it said in the PowerPoint instructions, it says that the isometric paper has special lines, and these parallel lines that are on the isometric paper are actually at a 30-degree angle from the bottom of the paper, or from the base that's perpendicular to the vertical lines. So if I had a protractor, I could take it out and I could measure this angle and it would be 30 degrees. And I can measure this angle and it would be 30 degrees as well. All right, so now that I've just established where the lines are and what their degrees are, we're going to go ahead and start drawing our first cube. Now, I'm going to draw this first cube. It's going to be 4 units by 4 units by 4 units. That means the height, width, and depth of the cube is going to be 4 little units. Now, if you look, each of these little sections is a unit. This right here is 1 unit right there. Okay, so we're going to use that as our guide as we draw our cube. So I'm just going to take the same baseline that I drew right here, and I'm going to go over my 4 units. Make sure I have my ruler correct. I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so there's my first part. I'm going to go ahead and take the eraser and erase this extra line there just so it's not confusing. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. I'm going to go over 4 units. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm going to erase this extra 5th unit because I didn't want that on there. All right, so looking at it, you can kind of see where it might be looking like a cube. So then I'm going to take this center point right here and go up my 4 units for the height. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's my height there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off this side of my cube. And once again, it's 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And make sure if you need to stop and pause the video and go back or rewatch a part of the video, please do so. Don't try to rush through to get this done because we want to have it done properly. All right, so now I'm going to do my other side, and it's 4 units as well. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now you can tell that it's starting to look more like a cube. And my last step is to finish the 4 sides of the top of my cube. And so if I drew everything correctly, this from here to here is 4 units. Same thing over here. It is 4 units as well. Then I'm going to go across this direction, 4 units, because all these sides are going to be parallel to each other. All right, and then close off my top with my other 4 units. Ta-da! And there is my cube. So now that you have your cube, this is a 4 by 4 by 4 cube, I want to point out the different faces of the cube because this is what's going to be important next week when we start drawing our multi-view sketches of our shapes. So this side right here is also known as the front of the cube. All right, so if I had a cube and I turned it to where I was looking directly at it, I would be looking directly at the front of the cube. Okay, this right here is the right side of the cube. And of course, this right here is the top of the cube. So I'm just going to take a colored pencil and just kind of shade these sides, each a different color. And you'll see why next week when we pull this out to do our multi-view sketch. But that is it. That is our isometric cube, top, front, and right. And now, now that we're done, I want you to take your extra piece of paper, or you can use the same one, and I want you to practice drawing different size cubes. Okay, so you're going to practice drawing a 2 by 2 by 2 cube. You can also practice drawing a 1 by 1 by 1. That's fairly easy. You take one little square and then you just do each side is 1 unit. And there you go. And what I find is when I have students who have trouble drawing the larger cubes that are multiple units in size, if you do little tiny cubes that are 1 by 1 by 1, then you can kind of get the hang of it, and then your eyes will start to see how the different cubes or the different sizes look, but you can still practice just by doing a few like that. So I want you to use the rest of your paper and practice drawing some different size cubes. If you want to get crazy with it, you can draw some rectangles or any other cubic type shapes. So that's it for today, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.